G.I. Joe and the Transformers, a 4-issue limited series produced by Marvel Comics from 1986. The series was written by Michael Higgins, art is by Herb Trimpe and Vince Colletta. Regular Transformers colorist Neil Yomtov also worked on the series. Set in the contemporary Generation 1 continuity, it follows the Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Cobra as they struggle for control of Power Station Alpha. The 4th issue is entitled All Fall Down. It begins with the Autobots, Cobras, and G.I. Joes being shaken inside the Ark due to the destructive path of Power Station Alpha. The G.I. Joes and Serpentor know they have to act quickly to destroy Power Station Alpha. Omega Supreme warns them it may not be so simple since it has been altered by the Decepticons and may very well be an intelligent being. Omega Supreme and Blaster discuss on how they did not expect the dangerous potential of Power Station Alpha to escalate to critical proportions so rapidly. As Shockwave prepares to evacuate the Decepticons from Earth before its destruction, he instructs Bombshell to dispose Dr. Mindbender how he sees fit. Just as Bombshell is about to blast Dr. Mindbender, he himself gets blasted. Bombshell turns to insect size and becomes incapacitated thanks to Baroness. Baroness explains the situation to Dr. Mindbender about their new allies, the G.I. Joes. Dr. Mindbender brings Bombshell for the ride with plans to dissect him when he has the opportunity. Back at Fort Lewis, Seattle, Mainframe put Bumblebee together the best way he could see fit. Ratchet arrived at the base and was so surprised his friend Bumblebee was alive, and even more so on how the GIs assembled him. The Cobras get executive authorization to land on the base. Dr. Mindbender places the egregious Insecticon Bombshell on a ledge, but then notices one of the GIs poking at a cerebral shell that was implanted in Anthony. Dr. Mindbender realizes what might happen and tries to stop him. Suddenly, Bombshell zaps to full size again and transforms into something unusual. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., General Hawk has a moment of reflection on the problems at hand. He goes to the Pentagon to be briefed. General Hawk's briefing concludes that Power Station Alpha will be able to destroy the planet and end all of mankind. General Hawk takes evasive action and calls the Ark and discusses with Blaster and Serpentor the safest way to destroy Power Station Alpha without sacrificing innocent lives. While at the G.I. Joe base, Ratchet puts Bumblebee together with a few adjustments and big changes. Bumblebee decided to give himself a new name to match his new look, Goldbug. During this time, Dr. Mindbender is getting a little impatient considering the world is about to end. Hawk contacts the base and gives the orders to intercept Alpha when it is engaged in its pre-programmed attack upon the San Andreas Fault. Explosives with automatic detonators will be placed on Alpha. Goldbug joins Scarlet and Baroness on the mission. General Hawk also explains Phase 2 to keep the Decepticons from interfering with Phase 1. The GIs, Cobra, and Autobot Transformers will attack the Decepticon home base. Shockwave orders a full-on assault, and the Decepticons take offensive. Goldbug races towards the power station Alpha. No matter how fast he is going, Baroness is still telling him to drive faster. Back at Fort Lewis, Dr. Mindbender comes up with a plan to use his cybernetic helmet to control Bombshell's cerebral shell that is planted in Power Station Alpha to send it wherever they want. While, back at the assault on the Decepticon base, the aerial bots get together to form Superion and fights Devastator. The GIs steer clear of Devastator and Superion's fight to take care of other Decepticons. Superion gets blasted. Ramjet gets shot down by Cobra. The Decepticons fall before the combined forces. Shockwave still believes the Decepticons will emerge triumphant with Power Station Alpha. Meanwhile, Scarlet and Baroness climb onto the grounded power station with grappling hooks and begin placing the explosives. Scarlet radios to the General that the detonation devices are in position. General Hawk gives orders to Dr. Mindbender to send Power Station Alpha to space where it no longer presents any danger to human life. Power Station Alpha is safely launched up to space. However, Baroness disobeyed orders and set timers to detonate the explosives. Power Station Alpha explodes in the sky. Meanwhile, at the Decepticon base, Superion blasts Devastator and forces him to disengage. Baroness radios Serpentor and informs him of the destruction of Power Station Alpha. Serpentor gives orders to the Cobras to break away from the Alliance and leaves the G.I. Joes and Autobots to fight the Decepticons. The Decepticons retreat, and the GIs finish and head home. Dr. Mindbender slips away unnoticed. A few hours later, Senator Barbara Larkin is assassinated by the Baroness. Anthony is back to being his old self again. General Hawk visits Barbara's grave at the cemetery. Heartbroken, he pays his final respects.